What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to go take a look at how to properly detail your vehicle. Now, I've done some video review before on Killer Wax products, so that's what I'm going to be using in this video. That's my preferred product of choice. Everybody's going to have their own different product, but in my opinion, Killer Wax is the top of the line, and that's what I like to use. So anyway, I just washed the truck, so we're going to do a little breakdown of what I do in order to, to fully detail my paint, give it the shine that it has, and the shine that you guys all see. Now, the paint on this truck is 18 years old. The truck is 18 years old. So, obviously, the stuff that I've learned, the tricks I've learned, it's working, as it's supposed to, and it's working right. So I keep doing this. I do this on my own vehicles. I do this on customer vehicles. I do run a detail business, Pro Show Customs. In case you guys haven't known that about me, but I do vehicles details for for other people here locally in this area as they come in. It's not a regular business for me yet, but as it happens, that's what I do. A lot of these detail tips I've picked up online and from the owner of Killer Wax himself. So throughout the years I've changed my method a little bit, and just kind of depends on what the paint quality is and how how everything is when you get a vehicle brought to you. Now my paint here, I keep it so so smooth, and I keep it waxed anyway, so it's it's not hard to do. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some tips on what to do to wash and wax your vehicle. If it's something you don't regularly do, and if it's something you kind of want to get into doing. So first step obviously is to wash your vehicle, car, truck, whatever. Just you need to wash it. And you need to make sure you get all the dirt off of it, and you rinse it properly. So I prefer using soap with a built-in wax in it. It's kind of just makes it a little easier on the vehicle. That's just my my method of washing. You could use Black Magic car wash, Meguiar's, Blue Coral. They make some good car washes. I use the Killer Wax Crystal Blue car wash. That's my wash of choice. High concentrated, high Carnauba wax wash. It's just what I like. Anyway, you wash it, and preferably use 2 buckets. Use 1 bucket for fresh, clean soap and water for your sponge, and use another bucket to rinse everything in, because when you wash your vehicle, all that dirt's going on your sponge, and if you rinse that sponge out into your fresh water bucket, you're taking all that dirt and you're just scraping it against your paint, and you're going to scratch up your paint, especially on a black vehicle. It shows up really easily. You guys wonder where you get your swirl marks and your scratch marks from. That's going to be it. If you're washing a really dirty vehicle with the same bucket, you're going to scratch it up. But anyway, wash it. I always hand dry mine. If you want to let it bake in the sun, water spots bake on your paint, then you can do that too, or blow dry it off. I've seen people do that as well. So you want to wash it, dry it, make sure everything's dry, make sure your surface of your paint's all dry. The next step, before you wax it, it doesn't matter how old or how new your car is, before you wax it, you want to clay bar your paint. A lot of people don't know about clay barring. A lot of people just wash it, they'll throw a coat of wax on top of it and use a buffer, and then they're finished. You want to clay bar your paint. Now, clay bar is this little guy right here. It is literally a bar of detailing clay. It's molds like clay, sticky like clay, and what you do is you take a detail wax. I use Killer Wax, obviously, and you take a detail wax, you spray it on your paint, and then you'll just rub it across your paint. What this clay bar is going to do is it's going to pull up all of the leftover excess dirt. It's going to pull over anything sticky, anything stuck to your clear coat. It's going to pull that off. That way you have a nice smooth glass-like surface to do your waxing on. So I've already done my door, my fenders, and my hood. All I'm going to do is going to go ahead and just shoot this door down with a little bit of spray wax, detail wax. And all you do is shoot it down with some detail wax and smash up your clay, get it on a flat surface, and just start rubbing it on your paint. Now you're going to feel it pulling up particles of dirt. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel some sounds that sound like it's sanding, and that's what it's doing. It's pulling up that excess dirt, and it is getting it into that clay. That way you have a little bit of dirt in that clay. So all you do is just fold it over, squish it back up, and keep doing the rest of your panel. And as you're doing that, like I said, it pulls up everything. It pulls up your existing wax, so you can't just expect to wash and clay bar and be fine. So you are going to have to re-wax your paint on your vehicle. So that's going to be the next step. So clay bar your whole vehicle, your roof, all your painted parts, your bumpers, your mirror caps, anything that's painted, even if it's plastic. Just go ahead and clay bar anything that has colored paint on it. And then I'm going to cut the video, and we're going to go to what's next. So we'll see you after I get this thing clay barred. Okay, once you've gotten your vehicle clay barred and went through all your paint and everything, got the clay bar run across the whole vehicle, you want to go ahead and wipe it down with a clean microfiber cloth. A lot of people think that they could just use a cotton cloth. I recommend microfiber just because it doesn't leave a bunch of little fuzzies and little particles everywhere. So I've already wiped the truck down once. I'm just kind of showing you guys. Just wipe it down with a microfiber cloth, preferably one that's clean, so you don't get a bunch of dirt spots on your truck or car, vehicle, whatever, motorcycle. Same method for any paint really. So I've got a whole truck clay barred, and now it's ready for its first coat of wax. Now I say first coat, a lot of people just put one coat of wax on their vehicle, and that's fine, but it's a couple coats of wax to make it a little bit better, and especially depending on what kind of wax you're using. Now if you're using like an all-in-one wax thing, then you could probably do a coat of wax. Now I use Killer Wax, and what I do is I do this is what I use, an applicator pad. Some people use a cloth. I prefer to use a pad. So I'll use Killer Wax's paste wax, and it's a very fine Carnauba wax. So I'll use that first. I'll put that on the applicator pad, and I'll do the whole truck with that, wipe it down with a microfiber cloth, and then do a coat of the liquid Killer Wax nanners on top of that. That just gives it the gloss that it has and the mirror reflection that it has that you guys see in all my videos. Now, huge question, that's what I do. A lot of people asking, how do you keep your paint so clean? How do you keep your paint so so shiny? It's the Killer Wax. There's a lot of good waxes out there. You get what you pay for. In all reality, just as with everything else. I used to use Meguiar's. Meguiar's is good stuff. Turtle Wax makes some good stuff too. But if you're going to spend $5 on a bottle of cheap wax, you're going to get the quality of a cheap wax. Now, Killer Wax is about $15 to $25, depending on which wax you get. But in the end, it's very much worth it because you get results like this. And that's just, like I said again, that's just my my preference. Meguiar's is good wax too. I still use a lot of their products, so not bashing any other company in any way. It just all depends on what you want to do. So next, we're going to go ahead and go over how to apply a wax, because there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. So basically, I'm going to take my my cloth applicator pad. I'm going to get the wax on it. So I'm going to cut the video for a second, and we'll get back to it. Okay, so here's my very fine Carnauba paste wax. So that's what that looks like. I've already got some on the applicator cloth. So basically, what you do is you just rub it in there and get a little bit on your cloth. Now, a lot of people think that when you're waxing a vehicle, you want to go in a swirl motion. Well, that's what a buffer does. It goes in a swirl motion, so it makes sense, right? No, you don't want to do that. That's going to put swirl marks in your vehicle, especially on black. In my truck, it does have swirl marks in it, but I've almost got all of them taken out because I learned that there's a new method, and not really a new method, but the proper method. You just want to go side to side, no swirling, side to side, because if you try to go, swirl it and try to do as a buffer does, you're not going to be able to achieve the same results because the buffers, they go at a very, very high rate of speed. They can swirl, they can spin it without, showing swirl marks, without making swirl marks on your paint, on your clear coat. So just side to side. You can do side to side, or you can do up and down. Just it doesn't matter, just as long as it's not swirling, because that's you're gonna get the swirl marks that way. I learned that actually from the owner of Killer Wax. He was showing some videos and some tips on how to properly wax, and I used to do my waxing in a swirling buffing motion, and he showed us all not to do that because it makes swirl marks on your paint. Ever since I've been doing the side to side, up and down motion, then I've noticed that I have a lot less swirl marks than I used to. So it does definitely make a difference in how you do it. So basically, all you want to do is just coat your entire colored portions with a coat of wax. You could see sort of how different it looks. You can see that there's a little gloss as far as compared from the hood to the fender. You know, you're going to be able to notice when you coat your car with wax. Obviously, it's going to be coated with a wax. Now, this stuff goes on extremely smoothly. As you can see, there was hardly any effort in trying to get that on that fender. You know, the whole fender is covered in wax, you know, and it just went on that smoothly. Not all waxes are going to do that. Some are going to take a little bit more, you know, involvement and you know, motion to get it covered. But what you want to do is you want to cover the whole vehicle in your wax. You know, do the side-to-side motion, no swirling, and just cover the whole vehicle in wax. And once that's done, we'll go ahead and, you know, take the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the truck in my first and my second layers of wax, and then I'll cut back to another portion of the video and we'll finish it off. You know, finish basic finishing, you know, methods and products. So, yep, here goes. Okay, the last and final step you want to take after you've got your vehicle all waxed. Obviously, take a microfiber towel, wipe it all down, and you'll probably do like I do, and you want to get another microfiber towel and go down, wipe it down a second time, because your first microfiber towel, it's kind of hard to say, it'll be full of wax, and the last thing you want in your paint is to leave a big chunk of wax, you know, on it, and somebody see that in the sun as it's driving down the road. So, in the end result, you should have a nice mirrored finish. Given the fact, the quality of your paint, if it's still good and you keep up on waxing it, you'll have a nice mirrored finish like this. And there we go. You've just washed and waxed and detailed the outside of your vehicle. So, you know, the proper way. You know, like I said, you know, I'm not a huge professional when it comes to this stuff, but I'm really not that bad either. I've been doing it for a little while. It's one of my favorite things to do. I do it to all of our cars and friends' cars and everything. I always do a follow-up step. I get my favorite detail spray, which is Killer Wax Orange Pop, and I'll go over it and spray the truck down and wipe it down with a microfiber towel as well. So that just kind of finishes it up and seals in the deal and brings out some final shine to your paint. Afterwards, you can, you know, clean your windows, clean the interior of your car, whatever you'd like to do. Now, a little side note for those of us who have black wheels with a gloss finish, you could also run a coat of wax over your wheels and wipe it off with a microfiber towel and get the same shine and the same look as you do on your paint. That's what keeps those clean and keeps your black wheels looking good. That was a big question I had when I first got my black wheels, so I'm going to pass it on to anybody else. Anyway, guys, that was kind of a little step-by-step on how to properly clay bar and wax detail the exterior paint of your vehicle. And like I said, any surface that's painted with actual paint, then you want to go ahead and do that too. And you could even do it to your headlights, tail lights, turn signals, any lenses on your lights, and also bring out a nice little protective coating onto your lenses and a little bit of shine. So, hope you all enjoyed that video. Any questions, please let me know. Any Killer Wax questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer it and reply to your comments. As always, follow me on Instagram at Tyler.Officer and at BadZ71, because all of my updates will be posted to my Instagram page. Everybody, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully this gave you a couple tips on how to do a detail. And as always, everybody, we'll be seeing you.